Hi, this is Donna from Clever Crafting. Thank you for joining me here today. So today we are making the third card in our In Full Bloom Card Makers kit. So we are making this beautiful layered geometric card. So that picture does not do it justice, but we'll have a look at it soon. So for this, you're going to need your stamp and die set and the layered geometric card pack that comes in the kit. That'll have everything in it. Let's get started. So just a quick look at the card first. So you can see here that we've used a combination of gold, white and black to make this really elegant looking card and perfect for lots of different occasions. So it's nice and flat. We'll go in the post with a little bit of that dark bling. So the pieces that you'll need first of all the card base, which is a 21 centimeter by 14.8 centimeter piece of cardstock folded in half to make a standard ace size card base. You'll also need a piece of gold. Now in the book it actually says a 14.8 by 10.5, but we will need to cut it down. You'll need to cut it down to 14.3 by 10 centimeters. You'll also need another piece of cardstock, which is 13.8 by 9.5 centimeters. That'll be in your pack as well. And then we've got the 14.8 by 10.5 centimeter cardstock that we use to stamp our pieces on. Now, I've already done the stamping and the cutting for our pieces. You can see here I've just done some leaves and I have gold embossed a rose on white cardstock. All right, you are going to need 2 circle dies. So our outside circle is about 7.5 centimeters and the inside circle is about a 6.5 centimeter diameter. Now I'm putting these 2 circles together with a little bit of washi tape to create a frame. So you just need to make that as centered as you possibly can. All right, so that's nice. We are going to cut this out of the gold. So I'm just going to pop it on the gold piece of cardstock, making sure that I'm not going too close to the edges because we're going to use this as our frame, our matte layer underneath our white piece of card. So you can see that this is the greeting that I've chosen and I've heat embossed it on a piece of scrap black and gold. So I'm going to use, and I've die cut it. So the die that I use to cut that, I'm also going to cut out of the gold. So I'll just run that through my die cutting machine. So I've got my good old faithful Cuttlebug out today, which just never seems to stop, this machine. I love it. Of course, you can't buy them anymore, but you know, it's a great little machine. All right, so I'm just going to run that through, go forward, come back. All right. Pop that away and let's get our pieces out. So we're going to use we're not going to use that circle. We're going to use that circle frame there. And we're going to use that little piece that's the backing for our greeting. And then we're going to use the outside piece because that will be the matte layer for our card. In actual fact, that little circle piece that we've cut out, you'll see featured in a future video, I'm feeling, because I use it for scraps for other things. All right, so now we've got the pieces that we want. We're going to grab our top layer. So this piece is the 13.8 by 9.5 centimeter lightweight card. And we're just going to put some nice design on the back of this. So easy, we're going to use a fine point black pen. Now I think that this is like a 0.4 millimeter or maybe a 0.3, could even be a 0.1, but they're very, very fine black markers. So those of you that joined us at our last retreat, you would have received a nice Sharpie that's a nice fine point. You could use that one. And I am just going to draw some lines. Now I can't tell you exactly where to draw these because this is going to be up to you, your design elements. So we're just drawing 3 lines, different lengths, and we're going to do 3 of them vertically and 3 horizontally, and they will cross over one another. So we're just drawing these, a really nice little element for your card and very easy to do. So minimal supplies, guys, for this card. I'm going to turn that around now and do my horizontal ones. Okay, so now I'm just going to add one more thing to them, and that's some little dots. So I'm just drawing little doodle dots at the end of each one and then some on the lines themselves. So just to add a little bit of interest. Of course, we will be adding black bling as well, so it kind of goes in line with that too. So it's a good thing to do. So just pop those around. You don't need a huge amount of them. I think I put 2 or 3 on each line. And half of them will probably be covered anyway when we put our elements on the top of the card. Okay, so now we're going to start putting our pieces together. So this is my my rose, I beg your pardon, I was going to say heart then. And I have cut this out, and I've fussy cut it out because I wanted it really close, like closer than I got with my die. And now I'm going to cut the stem and the bigger leaves off my rose because I want to position them differently. So this is one thing that we don't do very often as crafters. We think that because we've got a die, a stamp and die in a certain way, that's the way we need to keep it, but we do not. We can actually alter them as much as we like, and we do that with a couple of these throughout this course of 6 cards. So, all right, this is our circle frame that we cut, and I'm cutting it in half. And we're going to use these as independent elements also on our card base. So you can see that I'm going to move these around. It takes me forever to get everything positioned, and anyone that's ever seen any of my videos or knows me recognizes that. I have left most of my putting together in this video, but I have sped it up. We'll get to that in a minute where I'm just putting all of this together. It speeds up now because it's I think it's important for you to see it all, but it just takes forever. I think that this particular card took me about 30 minutes to make. So that's pretty good for me when I've got so much, you know, so many elements to put together in just the right design. Anyway, you can see that I am continuing to cut pieces off my dies and move them around, adding lots of bits and pieces as we go. Well, not lots of bits and pieces, but lots of different options. Moving it here, moving it there. How do I want it? Do I want it this way? Do I want it that way? Anyway, I finally got it together with something that I could live with, that I was happy with. So I grabbed some, after I cleaned up, grabbed some press and seal. So this is a pre-loved piece of press and seal. So the press and seal you can use over and over, which is great. So I just had this sitting, excuse me, on my desk. And I am just going to pop that over my design so it holds everything in place. So with the press and seal, of course, it's a low tack, but it does hold things in place. And when you rub it down, that's when it sticks. So you make sure that you just rub it on your elements. I'll just grab the box so you can have a look at what it is in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Now, you can't buy this in supermarkets here in Australia, but you can buy it online, eBay, occasionally, the big Costco, the big American, shop has them, but not all of the time. All right, so you can see that what I've done now is after pressing all of that down, I've just removed the matte layer off the back. And now I'm just going to put some glue, but I do want my rose to sit up at a little bit of a height. I want some dimension on that. So I'm just going to grab some cardboard. I believe this piece of cardboard is from an old kit box because we might as well use them up. You can use double-sided foam tape if that's what you prefer to use. For me, I'm very happy with just using a leftover pieces of box because, well, first of all, it's cheaper and that's great. So that leaves me more money to spend on different types of craft supplies, and it's more forgiving because you're using glue with it instead of that tape on that double-sided foam tape is just solid as. Not that I don't use foam tape, by the way. I do, particularly for shaker cards, but in this case, for dimension, I'm just using the box. So you can see that I've just cut this into a square piece and I'm sticking it on the back of the rose only. And I've got another piece here that I'm also going to stick on the back of the rose, but the area I want to stick it in is underneath my half circle there. So I'm going to carefully lift up that end and just stick my piece of card underneath without moving the position of where that is. All right, terrific. So that's in place. And I've got a couple of glue dots, so I'm going to use my universal craft tool, which is my finger, to grab some of that glue and to spread it out where I need it on the back of my embellishments. Okay, we're going to need a bit more glue than that, so I'll grab my bottle of glue, my Smart Art glue, and I'm going to just put it on the back of these embellishments very quickly, as you can see. Then once I'm really happy with all of that, I'm going to flip up my piece of press and seal that's got all the embellishments on it. And because it's see-through, this is fabulous. I can actually put it in the position that I want on my card and then press it down. So the glue will attach all of my elements to the back, to the matte layer of the card, exactly where I want it to be. So I'm just pressing that down through the press and seal, and then I'm going to slowly peel the press and seal back. Providing all of your pieces are dry, you shouldn't have any issues with losing any layers or anything with your press and seal. So I did notice that when I pulled that up that there was a leaf that moved, so I didn't have any glue under that. So, oh yeah, no, it did. It just didn't stick properly. And of course, I just put the press and seal aside to use on another day. So there's our layout. How sweet. You can add little bits of extra glue if you feel that you need to. I was just wiping a little piece off then. So, all right. Let's now put this on the gold matte layer that's got the holes in it that no one's going to see because we're going to have this beautiful solid white piece on top of it. I'm just popping glue around the outside edges and I will secure that into place. Oh, and I'm going to put it in the center and just get glue everywhere because I forgot that there was holes in the gold piece. Oh dear. Never mind, we're just going to pop that into place. All right, that's not my card. I need my card base. There's my card base. So I did have a quick look there to make sure it was opening the correct way. We always need to make sure that we do that because there's nothing worse than going to all this trouble and then sticking it on the card the wrong way. I'm now putting glue around on that gold where it will attach onto my actual card base. So it's lovely white on white. You could also put it on black if you wanted to have something a little bit more eye-catching, I guess, but I like the white on white. I think it's really elegant. All right, so now we just need to add our greeting. So with our greeting, remember we cut that piece of gold out of the matte layer for the card. I'm actually going to cut this in half horizontally, and I'm going to stick this on the back of the greeting. Now the greeting I did mention earlier, but I'll just say again, I actually stamped that out on a scrap piece of black and used gold embossing powder on it and so it all goes together. And I'm just, can you see where I've cut that in half? I'm attaching the top bit to the top of my greeting so you can see a little bit of the gold. So it gives you just that little bit of an edge. Can you see that? It just looks lovely, doesn't it? And then I'm going to do the same with the other piece down the bottom of our greeting. So I'm just going to pop some glue on the back of the black and then position that over the gold where I want it. I think I end up having to manually move it anyway. Yep, there we go. And just a little bit of glue seeped out, so I'll get rid of that. And this is the piece for my greeting. And it just looks as an elegant piece of ephemera all on its own. All right, we'll just stick that there, add some glue onto the back. Not too shabby. This would be a nice card to, you know, when you make a lot of them. You know, you could make a lot all at the same time. I've forgotten what that term is called. Oh, but that's all right. I'll think of it, of course, as soon as I've stopped filming. All right, I'm just going to grab a little bit of bling now and stick that around. I always like to use an odd amount because that's more appealing to the eye, so the big deal designers tell us. They're right, though, because it always looks, well, most of the time it looks better with just an odd number rather than an even number. And that is pretty much our card done. So once again, thank you for staying along to the end. If you learned something, I'd love you to hit like and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and happy crafting.